Namaste. This is Greg Fanbrook, creator of the YouTube channel Future I Seen, and I can see our future. This video is going to be about my 7 years of tribulation, according to the Bible. Not according to the Bible, it's according to my own stupidity that happened. So, back in 2013, I been out of, I just graduated high school 3 years prior, also in 2010, and I had no idea what to do with my life, no idea what to do. I said that twice. So, what I've come to understand is that trauma is what happens when you are not going in the correct direction, and the universe is basically kicking you in the ass to get going, to stop moving. And the universe is basically forcing you to do something you do not want. Well, yeah, to do something you don't want to do. And that is what happened with my 7 years of tribulation. So my trauma. My trauma was that. Oh, and the reason why I'm bringing all this up, bringing up my trauma, is because if I am going to be as big as I've seen in my dreams in the future, which I know I am, then having any type of stuff hidden is gonna be almost like blackmail to me. So I'd rather have it out there, have people know what happened, than have it hidden. So so all this time on my YouTube channel, it's always been like a not PowerPoint, Microsoft Paint presentation or video of me doing video games. And this is because I still feel my trauma. And that is no more. I mean, I gave my full name, so do with it what you will. But that is no more. I'm gonna basically explain my trauma. And I've taken abnormally long to just get to that point. So, in 2013, I had no idea what I was doing with my life. I was just kind of in limbo since I've gotten out of high school. I did try college twice. I did 2 semesters. I didn't even pass anything or made a legitimate attempt to do that. School is not for me. And I should have realized the first time I did the college, and now I got student loan. Whatever. The point is, in 2013, I was downloading video games from LimeWire, which is now it's offline, or I don't know. I think the FBI took it down, but I was using LimeWire to download video games instead of paying for them using the torrents on it. And in one of the files that I downloaded was a video of CP, which is kid stuff. And my ordeal, my my trauma was watching that. And I got addicted to it because I was already being addicted to other pornography. And then 3 months later, in September, got a knock on the door. A sheriff came, they arrested me. I was in jail for a night, and there was bail, but the bail was like $2,600, which my mom graciously paid for, because at the time, we didn't entirely know if there was any sort of mentally issues wrong with me. And now we know there are none, but it's because of those mental issues that we thought I may have that we were able to, in a sense, prolong me ever heading into jail or prison. I would have gone to prison. Normally, the sentence for looking that stuff up is like 3 years, and I would it. I'm basically the protected by the divine, by my spirit guides and stuff. That I wouldn't get into that because I wouldn't survive prison. I wouldn't survive that type of situation. So over from 2013, the time of my arrest, till 2015, I believe, 2015 or 2016, that I was in and out of the court system, trying to see if I'm competent, trying to gather up all the evidence, all the material, just and my attorney was just a $5 attorney from no, public defender. That's what he was. It was just a $5 public defender, and he is. I'm very grateful for him, and I think his name was like Mr. Smith or something. I don't know, but it's a very generic name, well, common name, and he defended me greatly. So on the day of my trial, like I wrote up a speech that I was gonna tell them. I I got through it well crying, but that was probably the first like example of like who I will be in the coming future. That speech said, I mean, if people ask for it, I can always write it up and, well, not write it up, but print it up. I still have it. And so after that, I know my mom mentioned that, like, on the court day, like, while the trial was going, like, a few cops came in and, like, they were ready to take me in if it came to that. But I'm thankful it did not. So what I got was 3 years of probation. And even though I was working all that time, like my job was helping disabled folks, so I was a caregiver and I would go to their house to help them. Even though I was working all that time, once the probation started, I mean, the previous company knew what I had done and they were fine with it. But because the probation started and the people I was helping were like considered what was the word? What was the term? Easily influenced or something. I don't know. But because they were considered in that category vulnerable, they were very vulnerable people because they were mentally handicapped. Um, I could not do that job anymore. So I spent the next 2 years, two, two, two. I spent the next 2 years trying to, through agencies, to try to get any type of work. And again, I'm thankful for one of our neighbors, which gave me plenty of work, though being as ungrateful as I was at that time, I didn't just acknowledge the gift that I was given during that time. So, but for 2 years, I helped that person out. I made maybe 100, maybe 150 every 2 weeks from doing that. Enough to just get me gas and get me from point A to point B while I continued searching for those 2 years. It was finally in the third year, the very first month of the third year, I was driving around for another place to go. I was sent to a place to do a job by a temp agency, and because I could not find that job and because I had spent a lot of gas just driving around, I called up the temp agency, said I couldn't make it, and that if they want me the next day, I'd go in. And the next day came, and they said they didn't need me. So I went to a new temp agency that I've never gone with before. And basically that day, I had the full-time job I currently have right now. And as of 2019, as of February 1st of 2019, I was done with the probation, and in 2018, so the year before, but that is when I first started to be awakened and to all that is going on. But that is my 7-year tribulation, my trauma. It began in 2013, and I am no longer that person that I once was. And that's the thing about like life. You change it. Well, if you change, you're never going to repeat yourself. History always repeats itself if you don't learn from it. So that's the message of this one, that I have learned from my past, learned from my trauma. I'm openly admitting to my trauma because I want the viewers, I want the people who watch me, the subscribers, to understand that that was who I was. This is who I am now. That I have completely changed. And that is this video. I feel it's very important that I acknowledge what I did, acknowledge that I don't want to hide it. Because if I hide it, it means I could be hiding other stuff. So because I'm being open about it, it means there's nothing else. I'm not hiding anything. I will openly talk about everything and anything as long as I feel it's prominent. I mean, everything is very important to talk about, but so that is the video. Like, share, subscribe, hit the notification bell, and have a nice day. Goodbye.